and welcome back. Where we left off last time in Shadow Empire. We've got some work to do. We want to come down here, probably take over some of the hunted territory down here, if we can. That city. I think we've improved enough with these guys that they won't be, well, they won't be happy, but they won't be too pissed that we're taking some territory off them. So what we're going to try to do is try to sneak a road down here using industrial capacity. Construction-wise, I think we're still slowly constructing a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Try to complete the solar panel. All that stuff shouldn't get too delayed, I'm thinking. Looking at my food here as I'm starting up, we're a little low on food. We got money, so we're gonna buy food, because food is pretty cheap.
Affirmative.
Okay, with that, let's cycle the turn, and then we'll move out. Trying to get down to the hunters here before stuff happens. Victory point wise, we're in second with about 21, coming up with 22 victory score. Which I think actually technically means if Bunderstein, these guys were technically guys in first, if they were willing to agree to a victory pact with us, we could technically win already. I don't think they're willing to, but that's a different problem. I think they're the friendly type of theocrat, which is why they're as friendly as they are, to be fair. Which is a little bit more than normal. Round 136, and we have 3 decisions waiting us. We completed our mission to make a 10th VP. Don't make it fancy. Policy speech. I don't really want any of these. We may go with this one just because, assuming that the private assets will be able to go from 135 to 139 is pretty plausible. Because the average security is going to be a little hard to do. It's going to take a lot of building from us, so we'll do this one. Monitors issuing full support to mitigate it. Scheduled meeting. Let's ask them to help a little bit with the language barrier. And I think that's actually the second time we've done that, so we might be able to see Moonzar territory. We know it's aliens. Okay, that didn't help much. Foreign affairs, nothing on the aliens there. I forgot to look up between parts where you can follow up on your alien negotiations. Don't necessarily know where it is, but they have perfect opinion with us, so we're going to take advantage of that a little bit. Take some territory off of them. And there we go. So there's the hunters. We're going to want their territory. We have put most of the rest down here, so at this point we basically don't need the army units here. So we'll march out 2nd, and let's say the 4th will leave the other brigade there. I'm gonna leave the HQs there for the moment. They'll serve as a decent garrison. There's the last of the 4th. Okay. Move those out. I think this is militia generating from our zone here. Yeah. A little bit of motorized help wouldn't be bad, so I'll send the motorized down as well. Construction-wise, we know at least one thing finished. Okay, so Mooncron, bureaucratic office finished. Everything else got a little delayed, so we're a little bit short on something. Probably because we were building 3 things in Quetzalcoatl's capital. Probably workers. Yeah, they probably just didn't hire fast enough. That's probably what happened. Too many things for upgrades at the same time, so they didn't have the spare workforce for upgrades. Because we didn't really go down that much in construction. Then we're going to want to improve the roads a little bit. So the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to clean up the road network a little bit. Don't need something there. And then we're going to want to seal this road. Okay. That'll help project logistics going southwest. Political power-wise, we do still want to continue to negotiate with these guys. So we'll send another senior diplomat, and we know enough about them that we're guaranteed to get that diplomat off. And I think we're going to go ahead and cycle the turn again. If we can, we would still like to integrate that Xeno alien. May also look into trying to do some more diplomacy. Because as I brought up in the last turn, we are technically in a place where we could, if we could agree to a victory back to someone, winning. So I tend to play past diplomatic victories, just to see if I can win those. I do like to still win them when there are options. We have 6 decisions awaiting us. Complete friendship is useful. Is assault gun a prerequisite for something? No, it's a dead end, so we're not worried about researching that, or developing one of those right now. We'll go into the demands. Ancient underground complex. That's a little bit overkill. Destroy the whole complex. I'm tempted to do that just because it's government. But apparently our guy is pretty bad at demolition, so that probably has a good possibility of backfiring. Well, right now we got enough oratory that he's just going to be only a 10% chance of failure on talking to the AI, so talk to the AI. 10% chance of failure, and he rolled... Well, I say 10. He had like a 9% chance. He rolled that 9. Okay. Well, hopefully that won't come up again. MDH investment... Yeah, we'll let them invest in our stuff. Upgrade the town. What is their opinion? Their opinion is at 100, so we'll try to improve relations. Now, the assumption that the alien was mad with us sometimes means that we end up with a rebellion. Looks like we didn't piss it off badly enough to give it cause to summon a robot to attack us, which is good to see. That does happen sometimes. Yeah, we think these guys are probably at war with someone. Check. Yeah, they're at war with the Major. So we want to invade them to take their territory if we can. Probably a little still preemptive to hit the declare minor war on them right now. Let's play our plea of friendship on these guys.
Roger that.
They're probably not usable. Well, we can try. Way we're gonna try. Well, we're gonna. I say I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see what our role is once we got the diplomat attached to the Foreign Affairs Council.
Roger that.
I think it's still a no. I think we need to wait for at least one more plea of friendship. Yeah, we're gonna wait for at least one more plea of friendship. Right now, we have a 3% chance of success. Don't think 3% chance is high enough. And a 3% chance of success also says we have a 47%, well, actually, minus 50, 46% chance. We have a 46% chance of a critical failure. So far higher chance of making it worse than making it better. So we'll just kick that can down the road a bit. Construction-wise, is everything proceeding at speed now? Yes, everything is proceeding at speed now. Means the rare mining facility will be complete on the next turn. Solar panel field still got 2 more out. Power's looking fine. Construction's a little low, but that's because we're building roads. Food's going down, which isn't super great. And metal is static, which is fine. What's the price on oil? Pretty bad, but we're surplus, so let's... Why it's this good, let's try to get some money out of it. We may need to contemplate building a government farm at some point so we have some food income. Maybe it doesn't even need a great farm, but we probably want a farm. Well, or some ports, because we get food from ports on this map as well, so maybe I should port up a bit more. Although that would be pretty expensive metal-wise. Tech-wise, we are working towards metal soil filtration. We got 15% into that. Okay, Brunderstein doing Brunderstein things. Back to us. Okay, so we did get the robot rolling. I was a little bit worried about with that event, so let's respond to that. Ancient weapon triggered, which isn't great. So that's what that is. Alright, so we've got it encircled, so it's not going to cause any more damage. And we'll bring the tanks in and attack with the tanks to take it out on the next turn. Otherwise, sentinels are too troublesome. You're asking for subsidy? No. New demand, number of hexes on which we have recon. We'll accept that's pretty plausible. We send the spies out. Ancient weapon triggered, yes. Whatever you need, make it doable. Talent recruitment drive. Grant some interest. If it's necessary to inform you of our HR operations.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
we're gonna try to keep our meritocracy high here. And we'll accept the down upgrade. Alien nation offering mercs. I would like to buy those mercs, so let's figure out what we're gonna do.
Affirmative.
A investment. We're gonna need to sell some stuff to get some money. Metal's probably the best way to go, even though I'm worried about metal being low. And then we can get the mercs. Straight up at Skillia. Something we got. Wow, we got a surprising number of mercs. We got 5 mercs. Okay. Okay, next turn I think we're going to probably declare on these guys, unless they've just had their thing overrun. Not sure about that. That's an oddly placed city. Though, I'm not 100% sure that is the city. That could just be AI being colonization happy.
Roger that.
I think museum's probably education. Could be entertainment. $32, $27, $22, $23, $18, $7. So we probably want to play it here. Oh, I don't know the blue power for it anyway. Go ahead and play some spies.
Copy that. Copy that. Copy that.
See if that can give us some more recon info. Okay. With that, let's push forward another turn. Construction on that rare metal mine is in fact finished. Solar panel will be 2 more turns. So our power looks fine, so I can probably in a position where I can start to spend more power. Okay, back to us. More losses, nor kills, have decisions. And we get the number of private assets requested, so that's good. Getting our word score a little higher.
Roger that. Yes, sir.
Okay, I think it is the time. Okay, now reconnaissance is telling us their major city is down here. I think they've already lost some of their outer farms is what's happened here, right? So their zone's getting a little small. If we want what's left of the zone, we need to declare the war and start. Minor war on those guys.
Yes, sir.
Go.
Move out.
Quickly break that unit.
Mission
Change their
accomplished.
losses. Next turn, we'll hook into their road network here to help continue our supplies advancing. And then our other military action for the turn is going to be attacking him. Okay, the other heavy tank's not going to get there in time, but we're going to attempt the attack. I think it should go well.
Yes, sir. We're going in. Mission successful.
There we go. All it takes is one kill. Well, all it takes is one shot, I suppose. One successful shot. A little bit more political power. I don't think we got lucky with the plea of friendship. Demands. We still have the demands for the reconnaissance, so we should try to spy a bit more. Maybe try to put some spies next to spies. Well, I think that's a major we don't... No, we know about that major, okay.
Copy that.
Some spies in there.
Copy that. Copy that.
And the other one is we can try to do a information contract or two.
Affirmative.
Over a couple turns to see what we can find. Thinking about the maritime trading, should make sure that my trade route or my supply lines continue to go. We got 12 rounds and 14 rounds respectively, so it looks like that's fine for the moment. We brought the whole first across, no. Anyway, I think everything except for the tanks are across now. So when we get to the city, we may be forced... Well, I say forced. If we want the city, we may have to do an attack without very much preparation from a small number of angles. You know, it looks like maybe we might not get the opportunity. Steel Land, round 141. We have 7 decisions awaiting us. Oh, yeah. Complete surrender. They won. They got to the city before us. Not too worried about trying to... Because it's going to be empty territory, right? Not too worried about trying to take that territory. Bit of a shame we missed the opportunity of the population. That gave them almost like 3% victory score.
Roger that. Roger
Wait, at
that.
least one more time on that.
Roger that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Exploration contract. Yeah, we'll do like a four-turn exploration contract. And a resettlement proposal, so we get something like 300 special refugees, apparently.
Roger that.
And some meritocracy, which we like. Okay, so this is Brunderstein. Or is this the Braziers Commune? This is Brunderstein. Okay. So I'm thinking major-wise, if we want to go to war with a major, and I think unless we get a lot more information with which to potentially attempt some naval stuff, maybe we'll attempt to get some information to determine if that is plausible. I think it's fighting a major at this point to continue growing.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
So this is a territory. We'll figure out what sort of territory that is. If that is, depending on what that is, we might attempt to either naval land it or otherwise. Or naval land it or give up and go after the majors. Okay, and as part of that, it's time to start moving these guys back to this side of the channel, preferably. Strategic move. Okay, don't have enough to strategic move. Cross the channel from there. Though that may be due to lack of road transport on this side. Yeah, it is due to lack of road transport on that side. Okay. Okay. Filled up the bridging operation. We'll have to continue doing that. But yeah, so thinking, unless something changes, that we're going to go to war with these guys next, means I need to start pre-deploying forces all along this border. And a lot of forces, because it's a pretty long border. And then probably some operational reserves in case they do some naval landing in our rear. which is something we haven't yet had to deal with. Not gonna need spare up power. It's going to be a while before we go to war, so I'm going to go ahead and play the bad rations here. So it's going to piss off all the troops a little bit, but they'll recover over time. Most of our zones that are getting militancy as well. Well, we can take this as well. Give us a little bit more political power, or some fate points. We'll take the danger as well, and they'll recover pretty quickly. I don't think there's any scenario where I'm going to be willing to play Rebellion, so we'll send that one away. These two might still be worth playing. But we're not going to rush to do that. So you're missing security entertainment. You're missing everything but education. Is it actually... Oh, well, this also has one of the higher civilization sites, of course. We won't worry too much about that for the moment. Or bigger towns is missing stuff, yeah. These are both 3s. If we can give you security and or entertainment, we'll play that. So security I know we can get with fate points. Security outpost.
Roger that.
You've got some, not great, but some. Let's place the other security one here.
Yes.
This place is also missing any education, so we'll go ahead and play the traveling teacher.
Yes.
Must have had more fate points than I was expecting, because that didn't. Well, we only spent 3, so we must have been like at 10. Thought we were at. Anyway. The artillery isn't worth it right now. These are to make cities happier, which we don't need. Good boomtown, but I think we're that desperate for people. I'm out of machine tools, which is a problem. That's why the solar panels aren't finishing. Let's workshop up a few machine parts.
Affirmative.
And then cycle the turn. So, decent possibility now that the solar panel will either complete this turn or next turn once it takes that last piece of machinery. Back to our turn. 3 decisions, round 1, 2. And all the interaction with the meritocracy meant our meritocracy never got and stayed high enough. Miners' work strike, we'll give it to them. That's one of the reasons our meritocracy isn't staying particularly high.
Roger that. Roger that.
Okay, we'll give it a couple turns for that to kick in. And how's it going? It's going pretty well. I think we're technically in 2nd right now. see. Don't have particularly great reconnaissance on them. We're not in a great position to move on those guys as well, but might as well figure out
Copy that.
what they're up to.
Copy that.
Seven off of being able to throw us peace. Even worse for them. And then alien natives we can't do off protection. Those guys are luckily not at war. And then we're not ready. Oh, we lost our like 40 bonus. I'm gonna try to diplomat at some point. Second Infantry HQ to the brigade and the other brigade. We'll get back to strategically moving these guys across the channel. Two more across. Construction-wise, finished up the truck station. Solar panel should complete on the next turn. So I'm thinking, what is this? DAS Cargo controls that territory. Okay, so that's Delia Bay. So we might be able to do naval transport agreement down to here. DAS Cargo controls this whole bay, so we'd have to set up another port. Okay, we got a private harbor there, so it would be plausible that we could naval drop over there. Okay. That wouldn't necessarily be ideal, because we'd then be reliant on capital port to different continent via the road network to a different port via that port connection to a different place. But still learning how maritime trade work, maritime trading houses work. So maybe there's a way that I could do from here to there. We'll find out in the capital there. Political power wise, let's evaluate how our diplomacy with Brunderstein is going. We are technically in first, so we could push towards Victory Pact. If we could get us a Victory Pact with them, we would technically win. Right now, they don't apparently have a faction in power that supports that. And they are theocratic, so I suspect they may have no factions that will support that. Understand over. They've got 3 factions. The Orthodox Temple, which is Heart, Meritocracy, and Government. Crusader Sept, which is Meritocracy, Fist, Government. And the Humanists, which is the Meritocracy, Mind, Government. Apparently with war with multiple groups of rebels. So maybe they're not having the best of times. Well, my question, and this is addressing a comment in the Twitch chat, saying, assume you can have multiple transport contracts with each MTH, but throughput is limited by the number of ships they have. Yes, that is the case. My question is not, can you have multiple transport contracts with an MTH, but can you have a transport contract that moves through the territory of multiple MTHs? Because our capital and all the capital ports. So basically, to get off our main island, we have to go through one MTH. And I'm wondering if I can get to a destination that's in a different MTH. I think the answer is no. In which case we'd have to do some sort of weird... be transported by one to a different island to get loaded onto the next one to transfer to the destination, which would be a nightmare from a logistics standpoint, but I think it's how it mechanically would have to work for us. So the theocratic. I think the ruling one right now is probably the Orthodox Temple, which is why they're friendly, right? They're meritocracy government. The Crusaders would probably be pretty grumpy. It would be hard to be friendly with them. And Holy Educators might not be the end of the world, but yeah. Getting back to strategy cards. Play that museum. Oh, we got a couple of commercial packs to pay. So let's play the museum and a couple of commercial packs.
Roger that.
Roger that.
Oh, we got a scientific outpost. Is there any place I need specifically that needs education? You need entertainment. Entertainment. You're pretty balanced. Okay. Well, we just gave these guys entertainment. No one particularly needs education. So I'll probably just go ahead and put it in the capital, get a buff in the capital. Worst case scenario, we'll end up with people moving to the capital.
Order received. Order received.
So responding to comments in the Twitch chat, basically he's agreeing with me that I'm probably right, that I can't necessarily sail the transfer contact through multiple MTH zones. And yeah, there are methods to get them to attack and take over neighboring sea zones. They do that occasionally on their own, because some of them are pretty militaristic and will do that. There's also a card in MTH line. Oh, there's a card where you can tell them to, or you can build more ships for them, so that's shipyard. And I think with the policy meeting card, you can try to influence the MTH to do things like attack particular zones and stuff like that. I haven't been necessarily investing too much in the MTH, so I'm not sure if the one that's actually off my coastline is particularly strong. We're just in communication with them. Well, we've basically been in communication with all of them at this point, but... I'm just realizing the time. I've been running the episode a bit long. So, as soon as this end turn ends, this is where I'm going to go ahead and put a part break in for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, there'll probably be another part up tomorrow. I was like, I'm going to continue recording tonight, but and they have to keep these 30 to 40 minutes long. I've already screwed up, and it's already 45 minutes long, so. So, we'll return in the beginning of the next part, at the bottom of round 143, where we'll have 3 decisions to deal with. So until then, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.